positive note, Jake Stringer was big when it counted for the Bombers. And it's not even a contract year. Wait, what? His contract is up at the end of the year? Wow, never saw that coming. Welcome back to AFL from LA. I'm your host, Cindye, and I'm standing outside of the LA headquarters for Netflix, the company that gave a whole new meaning to the word binge. Here's what I learned this round. There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and score reviews. Let's get to it. Craig McRae, ever the gentleman, sent gift baskets to Joe Danaher and Eric Hipwood for not showing up on Thursday night. I thought it was a lovely gesture by the Twin Towers to take the night off. Although, Eric, you may want to make this the last one for a while. Otherwise, people are going to start thinking you suck. Fly might also want to consider sending a gift basket to Chris Fagan for helping play the Pies backline back into form. Yep, Fake stole the Matty Nicks playbook of kicking it long down the line to opposition defenders all night, helping the Pies backs rack up 36 intercept possessions. Credit to the Pies for bringing real pressure and for being more efficient than a Prius. But who wins contested possession, inside 50s, and clearances and gets clipped by 5 goals at home? I know, the Lions. Yeah. They kept the Pies scoreless in the second quarter, the first time that's happened under Craig McRae. But what good is converting 4 goals from 21 inside 50s? Or Lucky Neal racking up 20 contested and 10 clearances? The Briz have now lost 2 in a row at the Gabba and are 0-3 for the season. They've got North next week, which might keep them from going 0-4, but then it's the D's in Melbourne. If you ask me, the Fag ship has sailed. Being contenders for 5 years was a super effort, and it helped bring Country Roads back to the charts. But this Brizzy list is sailing into the sunset. And with Tassie coming into the comp in just 4 short years, the Briz better get their list management in order now. Otherwise, 3-0, way to go. We are the 3-0 Dockers. Yes, it was the battle of unnecessary coach re-signings, with JLo snooze button loving Dockers taking on Matty Nicks goal-shy Crows at Optus. Last year's highest scoring team, the Crows, put on a clinic on how not to score goals, booting a majestic 410, their 7th lowest score in history, taking their average score to 55 points for the season, and setting records for Crows fans inquiring about Tassie memberships. I gave JLo a friendly nudge last week, offering to be his personal alarm clock for game starts. But nope, he ghosted me, which resulted in Freo, yet again, having to stage a comeback after quarter time. JLo, you have my number. Help me help you. And how about another scoop of vanilla for that Adelaide midfield? Yeah, Dawson's a beast, but Laird's possessions are about as threatening as a pillow fight, and Rankin and Rochelle are still searching for the launch codes. Look, I'm so disappointed in the Crows. Their away record is now 9-31 under Matty Nicks, and 6 of those wins were against bottom 4 teams. They promised so much coming into this season, but now at 0-3, Freo, on the other hand, are in cracking form. They're conceding an average of just 5 goals a game after quarter time. But, and it's a Kardashian-sized but, their 3 victories so far have all been against winless teams. It's fair to say this Saturday's game against the undefeated Blues will tell us just where JLo's boys are at, and if they're ready to turn up for first quarters. JLo. Jason Dunstall said the Saints could have put the Bombers away at halftime had they kicked straight. David King said it was a great victory for the Bombers, one they could really build on. Depending on the opposition to kick like shit and choke on a lead in the dying minutes. Something to really build on. Yep, Ross the Boss's Saints were edged out by Brad Scott's rebranded Edge and Done. Losing by less than a kick after leading for 105 excruciating minutes. And I watched the Eagles-Bulldogs game. Disappointed and frustrating is how Ross described it in the presser. Not sure if he was referring to the game or the Saints' last 13 seasons. Sorry, Eric. You know I loved you in Chopper. And Munich. Both Saints' losses this year have come from kicking like shit. When they kick bad, they do not And if they do it against Richmond next week in Adelaide, watch out. Just ask the Swans. On a positive note, Jake Stringer was big when it counted for the Bombers. And it's not even a contract year. Wait, what? His contract is up at the end of the year? Wow, never saw that coming. Look, the Bombers persisted long enough to pinch the win. But if it wasn't for the Saints being allergic to kicking straight, Essendon could have easily conceded 5 red time goals instead of 1-4. That's an improvement of their 12 red time goals from last week. But until the Bombers start stringing 4 quarters together and giving Jake Stringer 1-year deals, the Essendon edge isn't scaring anyone. Are we really still going with this Essendon edge thing? And if you're enjoying the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and maybe even say good day in the comments. And they will sometimes tear us apart. Dun, 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 dun. Yep, despite having 15 more clearances, 7 more marks inside 50, and 21 more inside 50s, Port suffered a bad case of St Kildaism in front of goals to lose by 7 points to the D's in Adelaide. Man, I would not want to be facing those Port supporters. Hey, Charlie Dixon, you took as many contested grabs as the entire Melbourne team. You had no Stephen May whispering in your ear, but you kicked at 33% accuracy. What good is being a scary, sexy beast if you can't seal the deal? And Radaglia, chest marks behind the goal line? Really? Port may have addressed their backline holes, be stacked with talent, and only narrowly lost this. But their 2 wins so far have been against the Eagles and the Tigers. Not exactly odds-on favorites to play off in the GF. If Ken's boys don't do a flex against the Edge next round, really, are we sticking with this whole Essendon Edge thing? Then I'm gonna need a whole lot more convincing that they're contenders. Yeah, the D's, they got over the line, but I trust their forward line about as much as I trust boundary umpires, or score reviews, or the match review panel. Okay, I'll stop now. Goodies boys have 3 winnable games coming up, and Stephen made a return from cracked ribs. Ouch. Which makes 6-1 a definite possibility. But after that, it's Geelong, Carlton, and the Eagles. So let's not start breaking out the Chateaubriand and Camembert just yet. And lastly, a shout out to my boy Leonard, our biggest fan. Love you, baby.